Welcome everyone to Game On, special web series started by G2G.news. Game On is a video series started to have a conversation with all the stakeholders associated with the gaming industry. Today we have with us Mr. Shrinivas Nayak from Goa, Managing Director of Majestic Pride Group and a chartered accountant. He has been associated with the casino industry in Goa since last 2 decades and has a depth of experience of dealing with all issues concerning the gaming industry. Welcome Srinivas ji to the show. Welcome to Game On.
Thank you.
So Srinivas ji, to begin with, if you could give a brief background about yourself, your association with the casino industry and the Majestic Pride Group.
See, I'm a chartered accountant by profession and qualification, and I was associated with the casino industry since 1997. And somewhere in 2007, the present promoters of Majestic Pride Group, we all got together and we started this group with one offshore casino then, and thereafter we grew into multiple offshore as well as onshore casinos, as well as we expanded overseas. So that's the history. And as far as the Majestic Pride Group is concerned, now presently we have one offshore casino by name Majestic Pride, and we have one hotel in Porvorim, Goa called Neo Majestic, where again we have a casino called Majestic Paradise.
So, and coming to the question which is in the minds of a lot of us and which has changed the world as we know it for all of us in the last 2 years, it's COVID-19. And it has, of course, hit the casino industry also. It was shut for several months from March 2020 and it's still shut in Goa. So what has been the impact of COVID-19 on the casino industry, especially in Goa? And the second thing is, how will the post-COVID world, so we call it pre-COVID world and now we are in the post-COVID world. So how will casino industry look like in the post-COVID world? Will there be any changes in the way we operate?
See, generally, the whole entertainment industry, hospitality industry has suffered, and this loss has been absolute. It cannot be compensated in terms of loss of momentum, besides loss of money. But when we were shut in the first wave in March 2020, we were allowed to start from 1st October 2020. When we restarted, we gained the momentum within a week or 10 days. And the experience was extremely good with respect to the footfall and revenue is concerned up to April 2021. And in April 2021, because the second wave again, government has shut us down, and we are hoping to start from beginning of next month. As far as our expectations are concerned, like what happened in the first wave, we are expecting the complete market support in terms of footfall and revenue from month one. But accordingly, we also have learned a lot of things from our experience. That's why, in order to avoid, with as far as possible, the third wave or spread of virus in Goa and particularly in casino, we have taken a lot of precautions. Like all my staff is vaccinated 100%. Not only my staff who are directly working in the casino, but who are indirectly working in the casino. Service providers to us, may it be security service, may it be taxi services, may it be any other ancillary F&B service or boat service. We have made sure that all the people in the periphery also properly vaccinated. And as far as other protocols of Government of India is concerned, with respect to social distancing norms and the wearing of mask, sanitization, all these protocols we have tried to follow as much as possible. And not only Majestic Pride Group, all the whole casino industry, we are gearing up in such a way that we would like to give a best impression to the customer that visiting casino is safe, and visiting Goa is also very safe.
Right. And the other part of my question was casinos in Goa or be it world over, they will witness certain change in the post-COVID world in terms of operations, in terms of the player behavior, customer behavior? Do you see any such changes happening in the casino industry in Goa where the player behavior will change post-COVID?
Initially, always there is a kind of a suspicion in the minds of the people. But as they enter and as they get comfortable, they will be as. This has been our experience after the first wave. After first few days or first 1 day or 2 days, they will become as normal as they used to be pre-COVID. We don't foresee any kind of a drastic change in customer behavior, playing pattern, or any kind of these things. Yes, everyone wants to, especially after the second wave, everyone wants to take guidelines seriously. This has been our experience. So we are all there to help people in following the guidelines.
Will you be checking or insisting that the customers also be vaccinated or checking their vaccination status before allowing them?
See, if tomorrow, before we start, government insists on any of these conditions, we must do it. And there's no doubt why we will not do it. But generally, in Goa, only those people who are allowed to come into Goa as of today is either they have both vaccine done or they have negative RT-PCR report. So, since these conditions are mandatory even before you enter Goa, obviously we don't need to do it time and again and again. We don't need to do that. That is as of now my opinion is. But again, if tomorrow government insists that no, you must again check it, we will follow that guidelines. But I for one, I don't see there is any such requirement.
Right. The other question and the other hot topic actually of discussion post-COVID is the growth of online gaming. There has been huge boom since March, where of course the player who could not go to the casino was also shifted to online to a large extent, and other persons who are non-players also, they have nothing to do. So playing online gaming, be it casual games, skill games, or any other form of games. And recently we saw a boost also with the court judgments in favor, in Tamil Nadu, striking down the law which banned skill games. So how do you see the online gaming situation in India going forward? Do you see the boom continuing? And how does the Majestic Pride Group see it or try to enter it?
The history teaches us every adversity creates new opportunity.
Correct.
There was a demonetization which gave opportunity for all these wallets.
Correct.
E-payment. Same way, this when lockdown started, which was never heard of, at least to our generations, it was never heard of. So when it came, people came up with the innovative ideas, which is called online gaming. Online gaming was there previously also, and it is there, but more and more people started preferring that, not because of choice, but because of compulsion, because they had nothing to do and nowhere to go. But I personally feel that once, especially the especially the game of chance, these are casino games. Once we start a live gaming, people would prefer the live gaming on the table more than on the online platform, until and unless they have no other choice or they are not in a position to visit, they may play online. So the demand for online game of chance will reduce once we start the casino. That's what is my understanding as well as my experience. But with respect to the skill game is concerned, yes, the Supreme Court has better wisdom to decide on this, and they have decided certain games as skill games, where I have my own opinion. I do not believe any of these games as skill games. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say anything against the judgment, and we all must abide by it.
Yes.
And I fully respect that. But personally speaking, unfortunately, there is no debate on this on an open platform where what is skill and what is non-skill. And secondly, whether it is a skill game or a game of chance. The game of chance today, as I understand, is prohibited only because it is addictive and people lose money.
Correct.
But it goes same to the skill game as well. So why the distinction? What is there any logic? If you get addicted and lose money to the skill game, you are good loser. And if you lose and get addicted to a game of chance, you are a bad loser. They are totally illogical. But anyway, the way the law stands as of now, we have
That is why certain states have, like Telangana and Andhra, have decided to remove this distinction and say any game where you are losing money is
Why
prohibited.
losing money alone? Like you talk of a game like PUBG. The kids are so much addicted. They don't eat, they don't drink, they don't study, they don't do schooling, they don't do anything. They are losing money on that. There is not a wagering of bet. It is paying money, spending money to play that.
Correct.
Right? The kids are getting addicted who are not supposed to be. So why only PUBG? PUBG is one example. There are many games. There is a Ludo. There are many games on
Yeah.
thing there where people are getting addicted. My humble opinion has been the government cannot be a moral guardian or a moral police sitting behind everyone, where it is practically and technically not possible, because in
Correct.
the era of online gaming, people, you cannot put a policeman behind every person sitting in his drawing room or a bedroom or a bathroom. So it
Correct.
is practically not possible. Right? People always find a way out to do if it is prohibited.
Yeah.
So even when PUBG was banned, people were still playing through that Korean app. They were going and they were playing. So I mean, what did you stop? Practically nothing.
So, do we take it that what is your now sports betting is also a big issue which everyone talks about sometimes when there is a scam, but there have been talks that it should be legalized, licensed, online gambling and sports betting, everything should be opened up, licensed, and it will generate huge tax revenue. Committee after committee has said it. What is your view on it?
See, if someone wants to be an ostrich and bury his head in the sand and believe that nothing is happening around, it's okay. It is let them live in that state of mind. But the practically what is happening around the country, online gaming is happening. Game of skills are happening. Game of chance is also happening, and it is happening in a large scale. And no government is practically in a position to stop it. Whenever things are done in a dark room where there is no monitoring, then there are all illegality start spreading. When you legalize a thing, then when a place or a business is legalized, it can be monitored. When you can monitor it, you can control it. Because you are not legalized, you are not in a position to control. If you see the history, uh, in 18th, 17th, 18th, and early 19th century, when, just to take example of Las Vegas, states like this who are pioneers in gambling, the whole gambling industry was in the hands of unwanted elements of the society. When it was all legalized and bought, now the listed companies are running gambling and everything is as per the law which is happening. Correct? So whenever anything is properly, for example, Goa, it's not that casino or the live gaming is happening only in Goa. Goa and Sikkim is only legalized. It is happening in Bangalore, it's happening in Bombay, it is
Every major city.
happening everywhere. But because it is illegal there, it is being conducted or operated by the bad elements of the society. If it is legalized, and if it is legalized, then the good companies, multinational companies, or good limited companies, private limited companies, good investors will come and invest. Once the right people of the society or the right entrepreneurs enter a particular business, it is always done within the parameters of the law. When it is done within the parameters of the law, it can be monitored by the authorities of the country. And when it is monitored by the authority, it can be controlled also by the authorities. And obviously, the other benefits are it generates revenue for the state, it generates revenue for the country, it creates employment opportunities. People can make career in those industries. Now those people who are working in illegal casinos, the staff, for no fault of theirs, they are working for an illegal place. That's why their labor rights are not protected, right? So the staff who is working in my casino, his all labor laws are protected. His leaves, his salary, his employment benefits like PF, PSI, everything is protected. So considering the whole picture, I am always of the opinion, and I was an advocate of a philosophy that these kind of things which cannot be controlled by the government, and it is not creating any harm compared to very minimal number of percentage of people, then there is no harm in opening. A simple example, before, I mean, we have been hearing the rhetorics that it spoils the societies, it spoils the ethos of the societies, people gets addicted. Right? Somebody should do a survey and come with the facts and figures. How many percentage of the total people who are exposed got addicted, and how many people actually lost? Vis-a-vis how many things better which has happened. Plus and minus has to be compared on a sheet of paper. Then you can arrive at a realistic picture rather than going through same old rhetorics,
Correct.
which has no scientific backing. I mean, going deep into these kind of discussions, even uh, some 20 lakh people die every year because of the diabetes. So, are you going to shut all the sugar factories and candy shops?
Well said. So moving on to how you have seen the industry evolve in Goa. You have been there for more than 20 years in the casino industry. From the 90s till now, how have you seen this evolve? And uh, other question is, what role will the government play? How do you expect the government to support the industry?
I'm associated since 97, where the casino started in Goa in 94.
Correct.
You see the concept of casino when it was introduced, it was a small ancillary attraction to a existing five-star hotel. Like in your five-star hotel, you have a spa, you have a restaurant, you have a facility, B facility. Like that, you had one more called casino. That is called slot entertainment center.
Right.
That is the way it started. But in 2008, government made a major policy decision and brought five offshore casinos. 93 to 98, there was only, in 2008, 2001 to 2008, there was only one offshore casinos. In 2008, government gave five offshore casinos. The whole situation dramatically changed. Now, casinos have become a major attraction as much as any other things in Goa. And there is a casino tourism which has developed over last 10 years. People come predominantly for casino, and while they are in the casino for casino, they enjoy other facilities of Goa, may it be accommodation, may it be taxi service, may it be spa, may it be the tourism, the sightseeing, all other things. So, first and foremost, there is one segment which has developed as a casino tourism. This is one. Secondly, for the rest of the tourism industry, the rest of the leisure tourism industry, casino also has become an add-on. So, considering both these factors, the casino has become, as of now, integral and indispensable part of the tourism industry of Goa.
And there is always this complaint of government increasing the license fee continuously and not supporting the industry at all. How do you see that? What kind of support do you expect from the government?
See, personally, I do not agree with that government is not supporting. Government, there is no question of support or non-support. Government is doing its job of licensing, regulating. You cannot call it a non-support. They are doing their job. As far as increasing license fees is concerned, there are two sides of the story, two philosophies. Philosophy one, government has to increase the fees to keep the check of operators entering into the business. Two, philosophy two is by increasing the fees substantially, only the serious people will enter the market, enter the business, and there will be more control over the business rather than you make it public for anyone and everyone to enter into who are non-serious operators who do not have proper credentials in terms of money, because this is a serious business which requires serious investment and credibility is more important than anything else. In such a scenario, the proper checks in terms of antecedents as well as high entrance value in terms of investment, if you keep it, so then in that scenario, only the serious people enter the business. So in a way, I'm not against increasing the license fees.
And there is talk of government continuously. This comes every 6 months. What is the alternative to the offshore casinos that are there in the Mandovi? should you have an integrated resort kind of what is there in Macau or other places, or shift them to an alternative water body? So, what do you think is the best solution to this issue which comes up every 6 months? Is shifting to land the solution?
See, these are political policy decisions. We cannot be part of these political decisions, and nor we can be advising or telling the government what they should be doing. The government or the people who are in the government always do what it suits politically to them. As far as we are concerned as an industry, we are happy to work anywhere, provided they provide us an alternative place, which is from safety point of view, from the approach point of view, or from availability. I mean, where people can easily access point of view. It is easily available without disturbing the other local entrepreneurs or villagers. We get a safer place. We are always ready to move. We are never resisted. Even when this kind of a talk started way back in 2010 or 2011, that time also we did not object. It's a fact that government is not able to find a suitable alternative is their practical problems. As far as we are concerned, we are ready to move wherever it is and wherever they provide us the place. And we
But don't you
don't.
think if there is an integrated strip like Macau, like Singapore, like Vegas on land, the potential will be enormous and the opportunities will be enormous.
These kind of ideas have got pluses as well as minuses. Now, presently, all five-star hotels can have it.
Right.
Now, what happens if they have a strip and they ask me to move? I'm happy. I'm ready to move. But what happens to those hotels who are already having a casino, and casino is one of the important revenue source for their hotel? How can you shut that from them? How can you take away that revenue from them? One. Two, when a new place is given, why it should be given only to us? Anybody else can also bid. If anybody else can be bid, then why should I shift? All these are practical questions are there when that situation comes. Where that time, hopefully, the governments and the courts will take the right decision.
Other issue that recently there was news also that about GST with the GST Council forming a group of ministers to look into the issue of taxation for casinos as well as online gaming, horse racing, and look at it holistically. So, how do you see, and what would be your suggestion or representation to the giver?
We already made a proper representation to the GST department. See, what has happened is inadvertently, I will not say it is planned or anything, inadvertently, they added a section to collect revenue on a particular segment, which is horse racing. But since the gambling as a total is in one particular segment, that
31A, Rule 31A.
has become applicable to a whole of the industry, which is practically not possible. Technically not possible, practically not possible. If we verbatim, if we try to follow that to the gaming industry, especially the casino gaming industry, we have to pay GST more than our gross revenue.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't print notes and give the GST. So that is technically not possible, and they also have understood it. It is not that they have resisted. They understand it, but unfortunately, the law as of now is written that way. So until and unless somebody does a proper study and a holistic understanding of the whole situation and come up with the proper amendment, these problems are going to remain. So fortunately for us, the government of India has been very positive in this, in appointing a group of ministers to study this subject, because this subject is not an old subject; it's a very new subject. The gaming, especially for GST, because gaming earlier was covered by
The State Department.
the state tax.
Yeah.
The central was never involved with the gaming. So the first time after GST regime, center is involved with the gaming. So this is the first time these things have come up. So I'm very sure that the government and the Council of Ministers will find a suitable solution, which is just to the industry. At the same time, it will be government will get its fair share of revenue.
But do you think online gaming, skill gaming, or whatever kind of online gaming, horse racing, and casino, there should be parity, whatever the government decides on all the things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like for example, simple example is now so many online platforms, as I understand, they call it them a skill game, and the amount they collect, that is, we call it GGR, gross gaming revenue. They call it a service charge, and they pay at 18%.
Correct.
Whereas the same thing what we are paying at 28%.
Correct.
You understand? So this kind of
So there should be parity.
parity has to come into, but this is early days. I still believe that these are early days. As the time progresses, the government will come up with playing field and platform for everybody.
So moving on to the last question, which is you've seen the growth in Goa, you've seen Sikkim also doing well with casinos. How do you see the casino industry in the near future or the medium term in India? Do you see more states opening up? What is your outlook for the casino industry?
See, as far as when I personally meet the policymakers of different states, they all admire the Goa model. They agree with what is happening, and they envy the amount of boost to casino has given to Goa's tourism industry. They all want to copy paste, but every state has its own internal political, social, economic situations for which some states it is even though they want to do it is difficult. Some states are in the process of doing it, and this process is going on for many years. I'm not quite sure that how many more years they will be finally able to do it. But as far as I'm concerned, sooner the better they do it.
Thank you very much, Srinivas ji, for your time. It's a very engaging chat, and we could go on and on. But since time is limited, we'll have to call it a day. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure interacting with you, and we look forward to more such sessions in the future. We'll be back next week with another episode of Game On. If you like the conversation, please press the subscribe icon on YouTube, and please subscribe to our social media handles given in the link description. Thank you very much.